Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you here. I saw a new subscriber, our friend Karen Fooch. How are you? I hope you're here tonight. Um, I see people in the chat. Hey, people in the chat. Nana Lana is here. Laura G, Amber E, Beth B. Hello, my dear. How are you? I saw someone else here earlier, and unfortunately, when I refreshed, it all disappeared. I'm really annoyed because that person is in San Diego. And I'm having a mental blank right now on their name. So I'm sorry, mate. I know you're out there. Give me 1 second. I want to show you something very cool. Let's show you this while we get set up. So if you don't know what this is, what I'm showing you, this is the Hurricane Hunters. This is your military. This is the military squadron. And they are flying into the hurricane right now. I don't have Flight Radar Pro. If I did, they'd be able to show you the hurricane and where they're flying into it, but they're currently flying into the hurricane, dropping instruments to see, pressure and wind speed. And so what they do is they try and find the eye of the hurricane, and they'll do several passes throughout the eye to try find the perfect center, and then they'll drop devices through a chute in the plane, and it drops all the way down to the ocean level. And it tells them, see how warm it is, and a million different measurements and stuff. So normally there can be two at once, but I only see one of them out right now. Sometimes you'll get the military one, the teal. So the teal 77 is this one. Sometimes you get like teal something else, like different numbers, depending on what squadron or base they're coming from, I think, or what plane they're using. But sometimes you also get a Gulfstream jet that'll come out, and the Gulfstream jet is done by NOAA, NOAA, the National, North American Oceanic, whatever. I don't know what it means, but I just know them as NOAA, and they normally do a different type of mission, but they will fly through, I think, the top of the storm. I have to check, either the top or around. I can't remember, but they take a different type of measurement and do their own type of um, reconnaissance missions with the hurricanes. I haven't seen them this time. Although I did hear that they were supposed to be coming out. Hold on, I might have a photo to show you. Let me see if I still have it. And it shows you the different types of planes. I do have it. If it'll load. There we go. So there you go. So Teal 77, that's the mission that we see now. There's Teal 78 and Teal 79. I don't see the Gulfstream on here. No, it looks like these are all the big military kind of cargo planes, big giant planes. Don't see the little tiny other one is like, like a personal jet. It's really little. It's only tiny. It's not like these big ones. It's like a private jet type thing. But yeah, so there's a flight plan. I took that yesterday. So they were just showing you the different guys coming out. So looks like we had 3 different numbers flying. So they had quite a few planes on standby to do the missions. So thought that might be interesting to show you. It's always I find them really fascinating, their job. They do a very difficult job flying through hurricanes. I don't think that's easy. There used to be a show on the Weather Channel that showed you how they did their job and how they flew into different named storms, and it was a very interesting show. But I don't think they show it anymore, which is a shame. There we go. I'll get out of here. Hold on, let me turn on my camera. Guys, how are you? Good to see you. I am here live in Melbourne watching the hurricane with you all. I hope people in San Diego and border states and border towns are doing okay. It's going to get there. Got downgraded to a Category 1. It's still nothing to sneeze at. I think it's still can be quite deadly, especially with like flood risk and inundation, that type of thing. So let me just fix this for you guys and have a look. Oh yeah, we got the bot working. We finally got the bot working for this channel, and then I got the bot working, and then I booted myself out of the web sleuth account, and I couldn't get back in. so we had to fix it up. Hey, Margaret, how are you? Good to see you. Margaret, thank you so much. Margaret, am I doing something wrong? Hold on, I want to just check something for Margaret, and I feel bad about it. Just give me 2 minutes. I just want to check something. I think I've been getting the wrong person for like months. Hold on. No, it's all right. Sorry. I know Margaret has sent in donations before, and I sometimes get Margaret confused with Beth and Beth's real name. And for some reason, I thought, oh my God, have I been telling, Beth, thanks for the donations and that? And it's really Margaret. And I was like, no, it's okay. Just had a weird moment where I thought I was really making someone feel bad, but it's okay. Peekaboo Cockatiel, hello, my friend. How are you? Peekaboo says, I woke up and saw you are on. Yes, I'm on. Candy Williams, how are you, my friend? Laura Thomas, hello. Yeah, so we can have a look. I want to show you key messages from the hurricane right now. And then we're going to look at some radar and have a look. We'll get away from the airplane for a minute. So this is not really the one I would look at. It's pretty basic. Just key advisories, prepare for flooding impacts, hurricane conditions. Tropical storm conditions are, southwest US. So it's going to impact most of California, I think. At least they'll see something, some wind, some rain. I think the further north you get, the further north and the further east, the further north and the further west, you probably won't get as much. But that track is looking pretty good. I think it's going to dissipate pretty good because once you start rubbing up against the land or shear, the hurricane starts to break up and lose its strength, which is what it's doing now. Where's the discussion? Here. This is the one that I'm always interested in having a look at. Let me make this bigger for you guys so you guys can see. It says, Hilary's cloud pattern has continued to gradually decay this evening. The eye is no longer discernible. This is a really big deal. When they say the eye is no longer discernible, strong hurricanes will have a very, an eye that you can really see. You sometimes get what they call stadium effect, which is a type of effect from viewing overhead. And you can see that right down to the ocean, like you get a real clear eye, very circular, not teardrop shape. And I think that's sort of what it's looking like now. You're starting to get more of a closed eye, no longer having any sort of circular shape, which is not, well, it's a good thing for the people, not good for the hurricane. And it says here the convective cloud tops have warmed near the center. That means you're no longer getting that explosive growth. However, there are plenty of curved bands around the circulation. That's those long bands you see that stretch out from the hurricane in sort of like a swell pattern. They are your bands that will give you a lot of the rain. They're saying these continue to spread well northward into Baja California Peninsula. Subjective and objective satellite intensity estimates have continued to decrease, and the initial intensity has been reduced to 80 knot. That's pretty good too. Another Air Force reconnaissance mission, that's what I just showed you, is scheduled overnight, which should provide better information about the structure and intensity of the cyclone. Yes, when that flight actually gets a few of their things down into the through the hurricane and then down to the ocean surface, we should have a much better understanding of what is going on right now. This is a pretty old update, 9 p.m. MDT. Back in when I was at school, my professor used to joke with me, and he used to call this Mountain Dew time, and I thought that was pretty funny. He used to call that all the time, Mountain Dew time. So it says here the initial motion estimates is northwestward or 345, 15 knots. That's pretty good. The flow is between a strong mid-level ridge over the south central United States and a mid to upper level low off the central coast of California. Will steer Hilary northwestward at an increasing faster pace during the next 12 to 24 hours. Yes, as it starts to decay, it'll jet off up north. This will bring the center of Hilary near the south central coast of the Baja California Peninsula late tonight or early Sunday, and into Southern California by late Sunday afternoon. The National Hurricane Center track is forecast again very similar to the previous advisory and lies near the middle of the tightly clustered guidance envelope. So that's just basically that little track they show you. So it's saying cooler waters, drier air, and increasing vertical wind will continue to cause decrease in intensity in Hilary as she moves northward. However, the cyclone is still expected to be a hurricane when it moves near or over west central coast of Baja California Peninsula overnight, and confidence remains high that Hilary will move into Southern California as a tropical storm. That's a big deal. That's pretty good. I don't know, since it's a Category 1 now, it'll probably be like ex-tropical cyclone or something like that by the time it gets up there, or, tropical storm. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, this will kill off your hurricane pretty quick. Anything like land, cooler waters, drier air, it's not getting that fuel to feed it. It's sort of like a race car. It needs warm waters, moist air, and lack of shear, lack of land to kind of keep going. So let's have a look. I want to see what you guys are saying in chat. Peekaboo Cockatiel says, my son lives in Morella, where I go, which is more inland. Okay. Oh, Tharvy40. Hey, Tharvy40. Getting ready to drive from California to Idaho. Oh, that's a bit of a drive. Tharvy, why are you going there? Let us know. That's really nice. Tharvy says, the homeless are being evacuated via helicopter. That's really interesting. I haven't seen that, but I'm going to look for that in a minute. I mean, they are some of the most at-risk people during weather events like this. They have nowhere to hide. They can go to like shelters or community shelters when they open like the halls and things like that, but they are still one of the people that need more help than others. Hey, Melmac, how are you? Marlene's here too. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. I want to have a look for this helicopter thing. That'd be cool to show you, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. Have a look and see if we can find it. It does say the LASD warns homeless people to leave riverbed areas before Hilary arrives. Oh, here we go. We might be able to watch this. Let's have a look. I don't know if it shows the helicopter, but it might show something. Let's have a look. This is from CBS 8 San Diego. I know that's local to one of the people in the chat. Hold on.
As we brace for severe weather headed our way, San Diego's unsheltered population is the most vulnerable to the heavy winds and rain. CBS 8's Brian White has more on what the city of San Diego is doing to protect them.
Yeah, people living out on the streets in tents or under tarps, whether on the sidewalk or in riverbeds, are going to face the brunt impact of the wind and rain this weekend.
I've seen it happen very, very quickly where the water can overtake an area, and people, especially along the riverbed and in other waterway areas, are in a very dangerous situation because the water can rise very, very quickly.
With the approaching storm and severe weather conditions it'll bring, those who are unsheltered face the most exposure.
During the big storms that we had earlier this year, there was a lot of rescues of people who were unsheltered, who couldn't get out of the way fast enough. It just comes up so quick on folks.
Michael McConnell is a longtime advocate for homeless solutions, and he's been out today warning unsheltered folks of the coming danger.
I'm just coming from the riverbed, talking to people, telling them, hey, get to a better place. It's going to be really dangerous near water. It's going to be dangerous in a lot of places, though.
In a press conference today, Mayor Gloria addressed efforts being made to offer shelter to those in need.
The city's outreach teams, in partnership with the San Diego River Park Foundation, park rangers and Caltrans are working in the areas along the San Diego River where there may be flooding to warn individuals that reside there of the risk and to encourage them to accept shelter that's currently in our homeless shelter system.
The mayor also mentioned the 157 people currently residing at the 20th and B Safe Sleeping site will be temporarily relocated to Golden Hall, and they'll have transportation on call should any shelter need to be evacuated.
Weather is just one more thing that wreaks havoc on the lives of people who are unsheltered. Whether it's the extreme heat that we've been having, whether it's this potential tropical storm bringing all this rain and wind, it damages people's property. It can hurt their health, put them in dangerous situations if they're in flood zones.
In downtown San Diego, I'm Brian White for CBS 8.
Thanks, Brian.
That was courtesy of CBS 8 San Diego. I'll leave that link in the comments so you guys can go to their channel. Give them some love. I love watching American localized, to the areas. You have like CBS 42 and there's so many TV stations. It's amazing. Siana says, from what I hear, Arizona will not be a direct hit, but will get rain and gusty winds from it. The most I saw was in the southwest corner of Arizona was going to be like the worst bit. But other than that, it wasn't going to be that bad for you guys. Oh, Tharvi says they were using bullhorns from the helicopter to ask them to move. Yeah, I hope they do. It's really unfortunate the way, they're treated. It's a lot of people have extensive problems or just down on their luck, and they don't, the city, it really is the city's responsibility to help and get them to safety. They're citizens of their city, so I hope they're mostly evacuated from the river, because that's going to be one of the first places to go is a riverbed. It's going to just get inundated with water. All right, let's see if we can find our radar. I'd like to have a look at some latest images. And let's have a look. Maybe AccuWeather has a radar for us. What are you doing? All right. Not in Australia. Don't do that. Let's see if we can have a look. Does the National Hurricane Center have a radar for us? Might have to go to the National Weather Service and have a look. The National Weather Service and try and get it. Here we go. Can't see the. It must not have moved into American radar space yet, but you can see the rain starting to come down into this area, lake, into the Mojave Valley. Wow, it's going to be drenched by the time this is over. San Diego, Tijuana, look at that, it's getting close. You guys are just on the outside of the rain bands right now. If you're in San Diego, starting to get some light rain across the city, down into Chula Vista. Tijuana looks like it's going to be in the firing line very, very soon, actually, within a couple of hours. Yeah, you can see where that Air Force plane is. It's all the way in here. Oh, there's the eye. I'd say that's probably maybe the eye or what's left of it. Geez, it's not very circular, if that's it. Or if that's just a break in the clouds, I'm not sure, but that's very, very messy if that's what it is. It doesn't look like it's got a lot of shape left, which is good for the people up north. It means you guys are not going to get like Category 3 winds or anything like that. It looks like it's going to be a lot better. Oh, hold on, we have to switch to share this tab. There you guys go. So you can see there, I was wondering if that was the eye. If it is, it's very broken up. It doesn't look, circular. It's got no smoothness to it, or if that's what it is. Yeah, I know. I added on the wrong page. Sorry. When we flick through the pages, we get like a little notice at the top, and if you miss it, it doesn't pick up the page that you're moving to. So, got to be careful. Tharvey says the rain will follow us to Idaho. Will it? It's a pretty long drive, right, where you're going. San Bernardino to Idaho. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a bit of a drive. 13 hours and 45 minutes. It's 853 miles via Interstate 15N and US 93N. That's a long drive, my friend. Please drive safely. I hope you guys will be able to get there. You know, yeah, you guys are going to have the rain on your bums all the way up there. You guys are really going to it's going to be chasing you. You're basically following the path up there, judging from that map that I just saw. I would show it to you, but it's probably gonna. Let's see. Will it expose my address again? It did that last time when I was on here. All right. No. No, it won't let me do it without showing my address. Okay. Well, Tharvey, have a really safe drive. I hope you do, and I hope you get up there safely. And remember, try and keep in front of that rain. I hope you do. To Boise, Idaho. Yeah, US 93 is your route. Okay. Yeah, it's a good drive. Are you guys going to stay overnight somewhere during that drive, or are you going to try outrun the hurricane like the entire way? Because if you stopped overnight, it would overtake you. But I think once you got out of I think once you got into Nevada, you'd probably be all right. I mean, there'd probably be rain the next day, but I don't think it would be as bad as, you know, down near Los Angeles or San Bernardino, San Diego, Tijuana, anything like that. I think you'd be all right. All right, let's have a look. I'm still want to find a better radar. Hey, Woos, good to see you back. That's like driving from Canberra to north of Brisbane in Australia. Brisbane is 733 miles from Canberra. It is. It just shows you how far of a drive it is from Melbourne to Brisbane. And we have a family member that lives up there. They do the drive from Brisbane to Melbourne in like one go. They just drive it like they don't stop. They just keep going. They are mental. Ely. Tharvey says we are discussing Ely in Nevada. Yeah, I think that would be a good choice. I think you'd be fine there. And then you've got what, another like 6-hour drive from Nevada or something like that. I think you'd be okay in Nevada. I think by the time you got up there, it'd just be rain and wind. Who is sending me stuff? Hold on. It's no one. It's the local Domino's Pizza telling me I should buy pizza. I thought it was really important. Bloody hell. Yeah, all right. I want to find a better radar that can show us the eye of the hurricane. Hold on. Or what's left of it. I do speculate that that's what that is, because that's where the hurricane hunters were. They were just here. Let's have a look where they are. Hold on. Where's that plane? Oh, Teal 77 dropped out. That's interesting. They do that though. Okay, can't find it on there. That's okay. Let's have another look. Hello, Hurricane Hilary track to Mexico. Hey, cat, be quiet. My cat is a noisy guy. Let's have a look. Maybe Wonderground has something we can look at. Oh, they have a storm track. That's helpful, but not exactly what I'm looking for. Aha. This might be better. Let's show this. You can see that that satellite image with the radar overlay of the storm, like intensity. There's really the eye should be somewhere here, where this yellow blob is, but you can see there's nothing there anymore. It's completely closed over. So what we were seeing over here, I don't think was the eye. It was just a parting of clouds or rain, but there's just nothing left. That's good news for everyone that wants to, have their property be okay. And, it's probably just going to be a flood threat now. Hey, who's the girl? How are you? Oh, Lindy. Yeah, I was about to check Windy and have a look and see if we could see anything. Have a look at Windy. You see those surface winds are pretty high. Yeah, it's still got some good winds on the top here, on the top right quadrant of the storm. Pretty good. Sometimes I'll just sit here and watch Windy for hours when they have a hurricane or something. It's just so pretty with all the colors. But let's have a look. Just trying to have a look at some of the settings. Cloud base. It does. I don't know if it is there or not. No. Here we go. That's the one I was looking for. Satellite image. I don't think there really is anything left. I know it shows it on the wind and that you see sort of like the swelling pattern in the eye, but this should be it here, and you should have a clear circular pattern, and there's nothing. You can see here, there should be this should be it right here, but there's nothing there. There's just muck, and more muck. So it's basically collapsed now. Nanalana says, I love Ping's accent. I think a lot of Australians sound like this. I don't think it's abnormal. Oh, Thavi says, we have our 2-year-old granddaughter with us. I hope you guys are well and safe and get to your destination. Gambler says, the government wastes so much. The same in CA in Toronto. The mayor wants to change the name of a main street due to the guy it's named alleged slavery link. It will cost millions. Yeah, they're sort of doing stuff down here like that too. They wanted to rename a council area down here that they wanted to change the signs to the Aboriginal name, and it was going to cost something like $1 million to change all the street signs to the Aboriginal name. And they're like, yeah, let's do that instead of solving homeless population issues or hospital issues, healthcare. I don't know. It just seems like a waste of money. Lindy Bridges says, we had bad windstorm a month ago, and this one will be about the same. Yeah, I think it won't be as crazy as people think it's going to be. I think for the most part, it's going to. I should have changed this. God, what? What happened there? Yeah, there we go. Change that over for you guys. You guys can see it now. That image there, you can see there's no discernible eye in the satellite image. If there was a eye, you'd be able to see it on this satellite rather than the wind or rain radar. This is what I would probably be using. I just want to check one more source, which is the Japanese satellite, and I just don't know if it covers that area or not. Let me have a look. It's the Irawara one. I don't think so. I think it covers mostly Australia. It might be GOES 18. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the GOES 18 satellite. Let me see if we can have a look at the data. Why is this taking so long? Okay, it's just going to be a pain in the butt to set up. Okay. No, all right, we're not going to do that. It's just going to take too long. It's just too much of a pain. There you guys go. You can see the radar. All right, let me see what you guys have to say, and then I'll get one more update out of the way, and then what time is it? 3:11. If I can find my chat again. Hey guys. Lindy says, so the wind stream just shows where the eye should be. Sort of. It sort of just shows where the wind is originating, if that makes, or where the wind is going. Yeah, so it comes out. So it's just showing sort of where it's yeah, it's not actually there. Because they're saying, even in the update we read before, it's saying there's no discernible eye anymore. It's collapsed. Where is that? National Hurricane Center. If we can find the Hurricane Hilary stuff again. Discussion here. See here. It says Hilary's cloud pattern has continued to gradually decay. The eye is no longer discernible, and the convective cloud tops have warmed near the center. So it's warmed is also what this looks like. It sort of just looks like a bit of like spread it out. It's not as like, you're not seeing those really great overshooting tops where they're real bumpy in the satellite. They're very sort of flat and not as discernible. Normally you see all these like real high thunderstorm peaks across the center and then spreading out. And this looks very flat, very just like normal clouds. Not a lot of not as strong as it was, but probably some good thunderstorms still in there. You're getting some flat tops, probably maybe some anviling. I'm not sure. I'd have to have another look at a different radar, but yeah, that's it. Lindy says it's circling in on your one. Let me see if I can replicate that for you, but yeah, you can see it here. And this is probably where, this is the center of the low pressure system here. This is a low. So you're still going to get that movement and what it looks like here. And yeah. So they call it a tropical low when it first starts, and you're always going to get that kind of look, but this is not actually an eye as such. It probably is, but it's not as like strong. If you look on my thumbnail shows you, actually might be able to show you the difference. Hold on. Now, I'm going to tell you, I am not a lawyer. No, I'm not a meteorologist, but I know enough to be a little bit wrong about everything and a little bit right about nothing. But let me show you the difference. Yeah. This is what it looked like the other day. I'll show you the photo I used for my cover. See the difference? You can see there's on that satellite imagery, it's so strong. You can see like really tight wrapping motion around the eye, and that eye is like completely vacant in the center. There's nothing there. It goes all the way down to the surface of the ocean, and you can see through it. As we're now, if I take this away, if we change it back to the cloud radar, change it to satellite. No, not that high. There we go. It's really, you're seeing a little bit of that swirling motion, and then it's just very messy. It's not as clean cut, and that's normal. When it downgrades, you start getting impacts of land. of course you're going to get that. It's nowhere near going to be as strong as that. That was when it was a Category 4, and that's what you definitely see in a Category 4 or 5. Very, very strong, great rotation, really high and symmetrical circulation here. You know, when you look at it, if you made a cross section across it, and then you know, your A to Z axes, and you did like, you know, just like a cross shape, they all look very similar. There's like no lopsided, no teardrop shape, very circular. So that's what you know, expect to see. You look at this, it's very messy. Probably going to downgrade again, probably sometime overnight, they were saying. So probably going to go back into that ex-tropical storm mode a bit later. Reeby says East Asia has been hit by 7 typhoons or hurricanes or cyclones this year. They had quite a few bad ones, actually. Who's a Girl says, hey Ping, are there any updates on the mushroom murders? No, not really. It's been a little boring. Not boring, but, you know, just nothing. The only thing that came out recently was this. It says Erin Patterson had a collection of mushroom books, and that she studied them, and like we already knew that. We knew that her family had done it and were involved in mushroom picking. So they're just, you know, I'm not surprised by that. Moonlight View says we should send Dorothy up. You mean Dorothy from Twister? Or Dorothy from you know, the Yellow Brick Road and the Wizard? Either one, I guess. There's a tornado in each one. Laura says we had that happen locally, and they spent like 400,000 on signs. It was more of a headache for everyone. It could have been used on roadworks. I know. We have a road we drive down here. It's literally like a pothole every like 100 meters. It's like you drive smack, and it's like, what? When are they ever going to fix this? Where does our road taxes and registration and council taxes go? Lindy Bridges says if the poisoning was accidental, she should have known better. I agree. Nana says, oh gosh, I heard tornadoes could be bad in Calif. There is a chance of tornadoes always when you have a hurricane. Always, because at the end of the day, a hurricane is just a giant low pressure system with thunderstorms. So there's a chance that they could go supercellular, or they could you know, put down water spouts, and you could have water spouts that come off the water onto the land. Happens all the time in Florida during hurricanes. You often see video of tornadoes come in. We had it here in Australia when they had a hurricane in Queensland, or cyclone. They actually saw this, not like a huge wedge tornado come in, and it, you know, destroyed a bunch of stuff. Lindy Bridges says 2 to 4% chance is what I heard. Yeah, the fact that it's going to be a ex-tropical cyclone or whatever by the time it gets there, or tropical storm, probably not a great chance that it's going to put down too many tornadoes, but there's always a risk when you're dealing with this type of, you know, tropical storm. So let me just have a look. Reeby says, I went through my first cyclone when I was 3 years old. I remember it vividly. See, you've always been a storm chaser, Reeby. It's in your blood. I wish I had that, but I grew up in boring Sydney as a child. I wasn't up north at all. I was in the very boring part of Australia. Hold on, let me just fix this. Is a friend on right now? Agenda Free TV? I haven't checked, but I wonder if he's covering the cyclone too. I can't see him, but I wonder if he's on. Oh, Lindy says Reed is on his way. Reed's everywhere. I think Reed Timmer has the most like travel miles ever. You know, he's worked with AccuWeather and storm chasing. He probably has like a gold card. Reby says I grew up in North Queensland, so it's fairly common. Yeah. One day I'll tell you some stories about Reed. One day when I can be bothered. But I used to be quite involved with that side of things, but not so much these days anymore. Woo says Canberra is very boring. I like Canberra. We have family up there. We go up there sometimes. I like Canberra because it's very different from other parts of Australia. It's sort of, you know, just it's got different laws and it's like a tiny little state. It's not very big. Nonalana says, waiting to see Ryan Hall Yall's coverage. He's been very good, and I have enjoyed his coverage of tornado season and severe weather events. So I think YouTube was crying out for a channel like that did it constantly, not just when they were chasing storms, but someone who was like covering the entire like day. And I know there were other people that did it, but not as consistently as he has, and he's done a very good job at it. So I think we're going to wrap up in a minute. I don't have too much more knowledge to share with you or things to tell you, except for you should probably start seeing a lot more rain and wind in the next 6 to 12 hours. And I hope all our friends in San Diego are going to be okay. People in Tijuana, homeless people, they're the people I worry about. People in the mountain areas, because that rain's going to collect and then run down the mountains, and probably going to see some sort of mudslides and maybe some roads out and things like that, because that happens when it just rains in California. I've seen like heavy thunderstorms cause like mudslides in the mountain areas in Cali. So Wu says the bush capital of Australia. Yes, the bush capital of Australia. Hold on, let me just change the last image if we can find it. Hold on. Just want to check one thing. Okay, it's not going to tell me. All right, fine. Be like that then. I just want to change it to this one thing so it looks pretty when we end it. Yeah, go and watch Windy. Keep an eye on your advisories and your National Weather Service updates, National Hurricane updates, and the Weather Channel. If you can get the Weather Channel, they're doing probably 24-hour coverage right now. I watch it from Australia, and I love watching the Weather Channel. So, okay, Megan Dominish, what is going on? Who is NLNBL? You got a broken keyboard? I hate mornings. Hey, I hate mornings. Good to see you. Hold on, guys. Let me just fix this. There we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully they'll figure out what's going on with their keyboard, or if they're just a troll, I don't know. Oh, wait. Hold on. I got one thing to do before we disappear for the night. Someone sent me a message. Oh. Laura says, Steve was on earlier. He said he might come back on around 2 Eastern Daylight Time. You mean 2 in the morning? When's that? In like an hour? Yeah, 4 p.m. So, yeah, like half an hour. All right. Well, that's a good time for me to nick off then and give you guys a break. And then maybe you guys can go watch Steve from Agenda Free TV. he is a really great guy. Really love Steve. So I will do, Laura. I'll be back tomorrow night for Sunday Nights with Ping on Web Sleuths. And yeah, if you guys want to also track the hurricane hunters, go to Flight Radar 24, and you'll probably see them off the coast of Baja, Mexico. And look for any of the Teal aircraft or the NOAA aircraft, and you guys can track it yourself. So please stay safe, and I hope our friends that are in the danger zone come out of this by Monday just fine. And our friend up here, Thavi, good luck with your drive. Be safe and enjoy your stopover in Nevada. I'm sure you guys will be just okay, just fine, no problems. And Danny Mitchell, if you're out there, I hope you're okay. I didn't hear from you tonight, mate. I hope he's doing okay, because I haven't seen him since yesterday. So, yep, have a good rest of your day, people. Just another quick 40-minute update. As the channel gets older and we get more subscribers, I will do more like my other shows where it's like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But right now, while we're just growing, it's it's better to do it just little ones, so we build up the sort of content, and we keep going with it, and we keep putting videos out more often. So until we get a little bit bigger, we'll probably won't do any of those monster live streams I do on Web Sleuths. But that's it. I don't want to keep dragging on and talking crap. So good night, everyone. Have a great hurricane party if you're having one. And we might do one tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Good night, everyone.